Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Good morning.
Hello everyone and welcome to a special Christmas episode of Sophie Speaks English, the show created by the British International section of Sophie Berthelot High School in Calais.
Today we are exploring how Christmas is celebrated on the other side of the world, in Australia.
To help us learn more, we are joined by Jonathon, our Australian language assistant.
Today, the whole class will be asking questions in this special interview.
Let's start with an introduction. So, Jonathon, can you tell us a bit more about yourself? Where are you from in Australia?
Sure. So, hi, I'm Jonathon. I'm 34. I'm from a city called Adelaide, so Adelaide, Australia. Adelaide is a main city. It's a capital city. It's located in South Australia.
How long have you been living in France and what do you think of life here?
I arrived in the start of September, so I'm an assistant here, but also my wife is also an assistant in a primary school here in Calais. And so we came across with our 3 children, 3, 5 and 7 years old. So a bit of a family adventure. We love it here in France, especially in Calais. It's a city where it's easy to live. We love the community here. You know, going to the girls' school and then coming and spending time together as a family. No, it's a really great place to live.
Let's talk about Christmas in Australia.
Our first question is about the weather. What is it like in Australia during Christmas time?
The first thing to remember is that Australia is in the southern hemisphere. It's a really large country. So the north of Australia being tropical, it's the wet season in the north of Australia. So talking about Darwin or Townsville. So there's often just very, very humid, a lot of rain and very hot, consistently about 33 degrees. But where I'm from, Adelaide, it's in the south. So it is more of a Mediterranean climate. It does change. For example, last year we had a bit of rain, which was rare, but the year before it was 40 degrees, and the year before that I think it was 36. So it's often quite hot, but not always.
Are there any special Australian Christmas traditions that you can tell us about?
One tradition that is quite prominent is the presence of Christmas carols. It's a form of concert where people come and sing or play musical instruments, maybe some orchestras and some singers. But also a lot of the community comes and they lay down a picnic blanket in a park and they might have a candle as well and we'll all sing Christmas carols together. So that's a bit of a tradition, and there's multiple Christmas carols all the way to Christmas, with the main one being on Christmas Eve, which everyone watches on television.
Let's talk about food. What are the most popular dishes or desserts for Christmas in Australia?
The main meal for us in Christmas is often the Christmas lunch. That will consist of a barbecue, some skewered meat, lots of seafood, prawns, and those are often barbecued. Accompanying the barbecue, there would be some cold meats as well. So ham and turkey, but served cold. And then a plethora or a large collection of salads, lots of salads, and of course a fruit salad, always a fruit platter that kind of ties one to dessert. And continuing along, and even the desserts, we have a few traditional Australian desserts. We think of pavlova. Then we also kind of copy a lot of the North American desserts as well when we think of the Christmas pudding or gingerbread.
And finally, how is Christmas in Australia different from other places like Europe or the US?
It's really interesting because I think in a lot of ways we try and mimic a lot of what the Northern Hemisphere has. So Christmas lights, for example, the majority of our houses are decorated with Christmas lights, but it feels almost funny because the sun, as I said, the sun doesn't set until 9:30 p.m. And so if you want to go out as a family and look at the Christmas lights, then the kids have to have a late night, stay up until midnight almost to go and look at all the Christmas lights. So we try and copy in a lot of ways what there are in North America, but it doesn't quite have the same effect. But in Australia, because it's summer, it's also summer holidays. So normally around December 14, 15, 16, everyone finishes school for the year, everyone finishes work for the year. And so it's a combination of Christmas with its own excitement, but also the end of year celebrations where students now have 6-7 weeks off. And so there's a good energy as well around the end of year.
That sounds amazing. Christmas in Australia is so different from what we're used to. Now let's hear about some of your personal Christmas memories.
Do you have a favorite memory of Christmas in Australia?
When I was younger, my favourite memory was going to the park and every year playing cricket against your cousins and uncles and aunties. And that was, it's always amazing.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's interview.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, for sharing your experience with us.
We hope you have a wonderful Christmas this year in France.
That's the end of our Christmas special.
We hope you like learning about Australian Christmas traditions with Jonathon. Don't forget to listen to our first December episode about Christmas traditions in other English-speaking countries. It's still available.
We'll be back next month with more fun facts about the English-speaking world.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you next time!
Bye!